Hola, hello, aloha. This is Cindy over at Bucket List Couch Web Show Live, and today is really an amazing day. I have been using Amstar since 1990, but let's play this video real quick. So, hello, hello. Hope everyone is having a great day. And I want to go to another video real quick. So, just hold on one second. And we're going to play this right here. All right. We'll put the volume. Oh, is there no volume on this video?
That is on the TikTok. No.
Yeah, it's on my Facebook page, but yeah, I mean, we don't need music. That's fine. Yeah, so this is Amstar, and what they do, they pick you up from the airport here in Cancun, which will be here just in a few days. We have some arriving on Friday, some Saturday, and some Sunday. So let's get into it. So, how long has Amstar been around?
Well, here in Cancun, the Amstar got like 35 years since they opened on 1989. There starts first working to just for Apple vacations, but along the whole these years, they've been adding too many accounts like the SpongeJet, Southwest, Cheap Caribbean, Travel Impressions. Right now, there's like a whole enterprises, and actually, we're now from the Hyatt inclusive collection. That is that is recently. It's not like too many years ago. Mm-hmm.
And so let's talk about how it works. And I'm just sharing this in a couple groups so a few people can see this real quick.
No problem.
So basically, we're going to arrive to the Cancun airport. And what I want to let everybody know, and a lot of these cities here in Mexico and some of the other cities around the world, there will be an area where there is some timeshare people trying to invite you. So if you could just kindly walk right by, tell them thank you and walk by. And so once you get to the Cancun airport, you're going to go pick up your luggage or carry on. You can just bring it carry on. And you're going to go to the Amstar booth. So where's the Amstar booth located?
Well, it's important that first we need to clarify that there is like 3 different terminals where the people is arriving. Sometimes it's like a kind of confusion for our guests that is the first time. Because on Terminal 3 and Terminal 4, there arrives airlines that comes from America. Sometimes the guests, they think that they can meet them when they are coming through from different cities, but also different airlines. They can meet them at the airport, but sometimes they cannot. For example, what is on the Terminal 3, you're going to have airlines like American Airlines, Delta, United, Spirit. But for example, on the Terminal number 4, you're going to have Southwest, Frontier, Sun Country, and some national airlines that also comes from America, like Aeromexico. That one also arrives at the Terminal 4. So once that pass, it's the same process on both terminals. The first thing that you need to do is like to cross the immigration area where they're gonna check your passport, put the stamp and everything. Once you're past the immigration, you're gonna pass the customs area. Sorry, not customs. You need to wait for your luggage. Hey, there's my colleague Jimmy.
Hello.
Hello, baby. What's up, baby?
What's up? What's going on?
Yeah, so we're just going to go through the process right now. Yeah, so go ahead, Armando.
Yeah. So once you're past once you wait for your luggage, you need to pass what is customs, and that is like the easiest part because it's just like a normal process. The problem is once you're past customs, because when it comes to timeshare people, the ones that you mentioned before. So the timeshare people, the thing is that they say that they even work for Amstar, what is not true. They can be looking that you're looking for somebody, and they say, "Hey, sir, ma'am, come this way. Are you looking for somebody? Oh yeah, Amstar. Oh, ma'am, we're Amstar." The thing is that we're located inside of the terminal, and in the meantime, the people who doesn't know the timeshare, they trust in them because they're located inside of the airport. So why are you gonna believe in trusting somebody that is inside? So it's when they start to try to do like a sales pitch. Oh, you can come to this hotel. We're gonna give it to you stuff like multiple benefits, blah 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 blah. And then is when they try to find the Amstar people. So the advantage of the Amstar service is that you're always gonna look at the airport with this uniform, the blue flower shirt. So my colleagues, out once you get outside of both terminals, Terminal 3 and Terminal 4, you only thing that you need to go is like keep walking, and immediately you're gonna find the people with our uniform. So once you're being in contact with them, you only need to go to like the parking area where they're gonna be waiting the rest of the Amstar people, and where you can take the transportation to go to your resorts.
Yeah, because in the past they used to have the Amstar vans, like you had to walk through the whole airport and then meet them outside. But now a lot of the airports actually have an Amstar booth right there before you leave the airport. So just be more
Exactly.
of what the guys are saying today. Jimmy, you like to add? Oh, you're on mute.
Oh, sorry. But just like my coworker Armando was saying, unfortunately here in Cancun, there's so many like unofficial, unauthorized vendors inside the airport. You guys just have to be really careful with them. A lot of people are gonna try to pass off and say, "Hey, I'm your Amstar representative," just to try to hook you guys in. Especially when they see like nice foreigners, that's like boom, that calls their
Yeah.
attention. But absolutely not. We are actually the biggest agency here in Cancun, Amstar, and to not block the traffic, normally they have us all the way literally at the end. So you have to pass by all the timeshare vendors, all the gift shops, all the other agencies, Best Day, Destination Service, etc., all the way up until literally you can find anybody wearing our blue flowered shirt, and
Mhm.
anyone will be more than happy to help you. But we are all the way at the end from every terminal.
Yeah. So put it there past those other vendors, right? Right.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, I'm
basically,
sure.
in Spanish, that means hurry up, go, go, go. Yeah. So
Basically,
yeah.
I always tell people like I try to text them like one day before their arrival or the day that they're arriving, and just to give them a heads up, even if they've already been here before, like, hey, just so you know, be careful with everybody inside the airport. No flowers, no friends.
So, with my group, we have some arriving, I believe, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We got different groups coming.
Yep.
So, will you
So
be in touch, or do you want me? I already have all the information that's put in to Apple or to Vax,
yeah,
so that you'll get that directly from Vax.
I'll get that directly from Amstar, and I'll go ahead and start reaching out to them maybe about one day before they start arriving. I'm actually going to have my coworker Sarai be at the airport, either Sarai or John, but they're my two representatives at the hotel with me at the Kukulkan. They're going to be at the airport receiving everybody that's going to be coming to the Kukulkan this week, and me and my coworker Haza, we're going to be at the airport daily. We're there every day from 8 in the morning until about 5 p.m.
Okay, maybe tomorrow I'll give you my full list. That way you could confirm everything. Because some of
Absolutely.
us are new to Cancun. I mean, I'm not new to Mexico, but I am new to Cancun. I booked Cancun many times for clients, and super excited. And yeah, guys, I mean, a week from Wednesday is National Bucket List Day, so it's a good way to get your
Tell
Amstar
us
clients, booking more stuff.
Tell us
Of
more
course.
about the National Bucket List Day.
Yeah, so I'm the founder of National Bucket List Day. I actually have an agency that I've had since 2018, Bucket List Coach Travel and Tours. And I originally was going to do a networking day because I do a lot of networking with different people in the community and, networkers all around the world, including all these amazing suppliers that we work with. And I decided since I'm the original bucket list coach, why not have a day that's geared around that? And although I'm a travel agent, I love working with travel agents in other agencies. There's never a competition, and it's just one day where people will create their bucket list, whether it's travel, fun, skydiving, maybe something that scares them. Maybe they want to write a book. Yeah, so it's not just travel; it's way beyond travel. How about I want to work for Amstar? That might be somebody's bucket list, right?
We're
On their
hiring right now, Cindy.
But I
So there you go. I mean, that's your career bucket list. And you're working
For
for an
sure.
amazing company
of
that
course.
has, over 30 years experience. And like I was telling your colleague, I believe Amstar was probably a year old when I took it out of Hawaii.
No
Oh
way.
wow.
Yeah, so pretty amazing. But definitely for Caribbean and for Mexico, yeah, you're like the go-to, like the number one that I always go to. So
Before Amstar, I actually worked at a couple different travel agencies, and I can say that Amstar for sure. Not only like does it treat like its workers the best, but I think it has the best customer service all around for our clients. and
Mhm.
that really does make the difference for us as well, you know.
Yeah, and nothing really has gone wrong, but if something was to go wrong, and Amstar definitely would take, especially because we have three-quarters of my group are travel agents. We only have 3 clients, and everybody else is a travel agent. So whether you're a travel client or a travel agent, I mean, you guys just really, really take good care of us. So I just wanted to say
Absolutely.
thank you for that. And
Oh,
gracias,
you're
mahalo.
welcome. You're
So, okay,
welcome.
so the next step is, so we get in the van, and then so at times we will have to stop at various hotels, right?
Depending on what kind of service you have booked, I believe at the time of making your reservation on whichever website you're booking through, it gives you the option to whether book a private service or a shared shuttle.
Yeah,
The
it's a
shared,
shared shuttle.
Normally, the shared shuttles, it can be either a bus, it can be a van for up to 6 people, it could be a van for up to 9 people. That's coordinated directly at the airport, and it's based upon how the people are arriving. It's never guaranteed. Um, there are times that you can get to the airport, and if your service is coordinated in a shared service and it's a bus, you might have to wait 30, 40 minutes for the bus or for the rest of the people that are arriving to get on the bus and then start heading out. If you get a private service, most of the time, as soon as you get off the airport, we're going to have a van right there waiting for you guys, and boom, it's let's go. However, there are times also where if there is such a high demand, the people who have private services, um, they get there, and if we don't have a private van available, we're going to give them the option, hey, you can wait maybe 20, 30 minutes for our van to arrive so you can get the private service that you paid for, or we can
Mhm.
board you right now in one of our buses, a shared shuttle, get you on ready to go so you can get to your hotel a little bit faster, and then you can meet with me or my coworker Armando, any of the representatives on site, and we
Yeah.
can go ahead and fix that for you guys, whether it's
I'm
giving
gonna
you.
post, hold on one second. I'm gonna post this in another group. I'm gonna try to get the word out. Okay. All right. So then we arrived to the resort, and then 24 hours later, you have a meeting for the final pickup, right?
Exactly. So actually, check it out. As soon as you arrive to the resort, I always tell people to have their passport and their credit card on hand, because there's an import that you have to pay at the hotel. If I remember correctly, I believe it's $4 per person per night. Yeah.
Oh, for
So
the conservation tax, right?
exactly, and
Yeah.
that has to be paid in credit card. So I always
Yeah.
tell my clients, have your credit card on hand, have your passport on hand. That way you don't have to dig all through your luggage to get your stuff out. And most of the time, the rooms might be ready.
Mhm.
If not, the rooms will for sure be ready at 1 p.m. After people start checking out.
Okay. And then, so then the next step is scheduling the time for going back to the airport.
Exactly. Usually, I try not to bother our guests too much on their first day because I assume that they arrive kind of tired or maybe kind of like
Yeah, it's usually
just ready to
24 hours
relax.
later. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. So I just give them like a heads up. Hey, I'm Jimmy. I'm here at the hotel. If you need anything, if you had any issues, I'm here to help you. Don't
Mhm.
forget to stop by with us tomorrow. I'm here from 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. We're
Oh,
over
wow.
here by the theater
You're
area,
there all day long?
basically. But we take turns. So I might be there, let's say like from 8 to 2, and my
Mhm.
coworker Armando might be there from 12 to 5, and we'll go ahead and take turns. There are going to be some times where we'll both be there. It's going to be usually like during the mornings. That's when we have our rush. Everybody's coming down as soon as they wake up. They want to book excursions, set up their transportation. That's when like we have the whole team there. Usually it starts dying out roughly at about like 12 o'clock once people start heading out to the beach, to the pool. And then I'm like, hey, who's going home early? So it's a really light job. We take it really light.
Okay. And then so you would schedule it, like, say, for instance, my flight leaves at 5:30 or 4:30, let's say, on the return. So I
Okay,
would be on the shuttle at 1:30.
if your flight leaves at 5:30, we would probably pick you up at the hotel like at 1:20 because we have
Ooh,
depends on your service again,
yeah.
but we would probably pick you up at 1:20 so we can stop by other hotels if you have a shared service, and make sure that we get you to the airport on time, maybe like at 2:20 ish, so that we can guarantee that you make it to your flight on time. If your flight leaves at 5:30, normally boarding is roughly about 45 minutes to an hour right before the flight time. So if your flight is at 5:30, you're going to start boarding roughly about 4:30, and we try to get you to the airport the latest 2:30, 2 hours right before boarding.
Okay, and then so how does it work with the whole customs? How's customs doing these days? Is it half hour, hour? What's on the average that they'll wait on each direction?
Customs, we're not too sure about because you don't go through customs here in Mexico. You're going to go through customs when you get back to the States. So that we're a little bit unfamiliar with, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because I remember the last time I went to Cabo, it actually took 2 hours to go through the line. I mean, just to get the shuttle, it took 2 hours. Yeah, that
That
was
sounds
during COVID,
horrible.
2020. Yeah.
I got well. Look, let me about customs and immigration. That is depending too much at what time are you arriving, because for
Yeah.
example, the BC hours probably are from 11 a.m. to
Can you hold on
5
one second?
6 p.m.
Can you
Yep,
turn your volume down about 50%? Because I'm getting a lot of feedback. I don't know if it's you or Jimmy.
Sorry.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
yeah. The busy hours at the airport is usually from 11 a.m. to 5 6 p.m. ish, and that is the times that you're gonna take probably like 1 hour once your flight is landed until you contact the Amstar guy. It's also depending too much about your luggage. If you bring like your carry-on, probably even in 30 40 minutes you are outside of the airport. But also gonna depend if how many flights are landed at the same time. But
Hmm.
usually the times, the normal times is 1 hour once your flight is landed until you contact the Amstar representative. But it's also depending the day. For example, Saturdays, well, it's been like the busy days. Like I think the since Amstar opens, but Saturdays is always the busy day at the airport, and the times from 11 to 5 6 p.m.
Okay. So I have one question. So we have one of our agents actually is going to stay a few extra days. Can she still use the transport back? Because she's actually going to leave the Riu and she's going to go to another hotel for 3 or 4 days. So would she be able to use that transfer and we could just change that paperwork for her? That way she doesn't have to pay for another transportation to the airport.
She would just have to pay for a service from the hotel to the other hotel. But even then, depending on which Ryu it is, maybe we can coordinate that service for her
Yeah,
internally.
it's not a Riu property; it's another property.
Okay, then she would for sure have to take either a taxi or an Uber to the other property. But as long as she stops by with me before she heads out, I can go ahead and make the switcheroo for her transportation service so she can get picked up from the other resort.
Okay, so we could actually talk about that when she arrives on the 21st.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, because she's the only one that's staying and waiting a couple days and coming from another hotel. So yeah, that way she could still utilize that transfer.
Where are you all folks coming from, Cindy?
Oh my lord, we're coming from all over North Dakota. We got like 6 of us from LA, um, Atlanta, Georgia, New Orleans, Louisiana, San Francisco,
Anybody from
Iowa.
Chicago?
No, nobody from Chicago.
I'm from Chicago. That's why I asked.
Oh, really? I do have an agent from Chicago though, but he wasn't able to make this trip though. Yeah,
Nice.
definitely. Well, good deal. Good deal. We have a few minutes. Do you have anything you want to add? Can you put yourself on mute for a minute, Jimmy, while Armando speaks?
Absolutely.
Was
Anything
his
you'd like to
Jimmy?
add for those of us who are new? Some of us, I mean, I've been traveling to Mexico for 20 years, but some people, this will be their very first time on a land vacation. So anything
Mhm.
that way they feel more comfortable.
Well, one of the common questions that all of my guests been telling me is about the security thing. How
Yes.
is that is like a super common question. First, you need to be like relaxed about the situation because those type of problems we don't want problems right now with Facebook. All those type of problems that the people sometimes is worried about it is not at this area. It's not at this country. Not country, sorry, at this area. That is more like by the north of the country,
Hmm.
actually next to United States. That is where you can find like those type of problems, but not here in Cancun. Obviously, that doesn't mean that Cancun is perfect. The worst thing that could happen to your guests here is that I don't know, probably I don't know, they lose their wallets or something. No, because
Yeah.
even the area, if everybody says they are arriving to the Kukulkan, it's like perfect place. Talking about what we got nearby. For example, outside of the resort, there is a hospital, there is a police station, there is a fire station. They got a mall across the street. So the Riu Kukulkan is located like in a perfect place or a perfect area where you can go to do many places. Even by the beach, you're gonna be walking like the well, it's not like the regular army, but they're gonna be people walking all around the beach for the same situation, that everything, that they feel more comfortable with them. Okay, but they don't have to be worried about the security. And the other thing is just the weather conditions,
Mhm.
because our weather conditions is like a kind of weird here in Cancun, because it could be like raining at the hotel zone, but if you go to the downtown, it's sunny. Uh, and sometimes the people think that if they have plans to do something out of the resort or all this stuff, they think that by the weather conditions, everything gonna be screwed. And no, here in Cancun, the weather condition is super, super different. Like it's in America. Here it's raining just like 15 minutes, and later they're gonna be super sunny. So right now, I think that is like the best advices that I can give to you about the security. Trust me, it's super, super security, super safe to be at the hotel zone. Obviously, there is areas at the downtown, but the guests, they don't have to do anything at downtown. The downtown is located like 40 minutes away from the resort, and the whole time there is like too much people walking around the area, the same tourists from another countries. So at the area where they are gonna be located, the Riu Kukulkan, it's super, super safe.
Yeah, and I want to give my tips, and then we get Jimmy on. So I've been an agent for 6 years. I've been traveling Mexico for 20. And anybody who's watching, one of the tips I want to give you is you want to go with the travel agent who knows these vendors. And I mean, we have vendors all around the world. There's even Expedia and all kinds of stuff. But if you're going with the travel agent, it's always good to go with the travel agent who has used these suppliers. And, I've been using you guys for 30 years. So that's
Of
super
course.
important. Also on Amazon, you can buy, I have it with me, a RFID wallet that's actually helps with your credit cards. You could put inside of here, you could put your passport and everything like that. But if you put your passport in and credit card in here, actually it has the RFID material. So that's really going to help. And definitely, guys, you want to get some sunscreen. It's going to be around 85, 90 next week. Have
Yep.
you guys checked the temperatures for next week?
It's gonna feel like 110 probably.
Is it really? Wow.
Oh yeah, it's so hot right now. And going back to the sunblock, get biodegradable sunblock, please.
Yep.
Oh, so what do you recommend for that? Because I know with
Biodegradable
traveling, we got to have those small ones, or we got to check the luggage.
for sure. Actually, you can buy the sunblock over here. It'll probably be a little bit cheaper. Don't buy it at the airport. Right outside of the hotel, actually, there's a Circle K. That's where I recommend all my clients to go to if they want to buy sunblock, water shoes, or any of that kind of stuff.
Oh, so right
Um,
outside of our Riu, there's a.
Yep.
Literally right outside of the Riu,
Oh,
the
okay,
next building
okay.
to the left. And there's also an exchange house right there if they need to do some currency exchange. Um, but buy biodegradable sunblock, especially if anybody's going to be doing like excursions, going to the cenotes or getting into the ocean. They're really big on biodegradable sunblock. They don't want any chemicals going into the ocean or into the cenotes. Mhm.
Yeah. And I love that because I'm an advocate for the ocean out here in Huntington Beach. I'm a part of the Surfrider Foundation. So we're working on keeping our beaches and our oceans clean. So I love that. Yeah.
Mhm. Super nice.
Any volunteer opportunities that you know of? Because we do have one agent that's going to be going to an orphanage because we're only there for 4 days. I'm not going to be able to go because I have other plans for that Monday. Are you guys connected to any local orphanages in the area?
We're not connected to local orphanages, but we are associated. One of our providers that that does the Chichen Itza trip, they're
Mhm.
associated with a foundation that helps the small villages out by Valladolid. Those are like really really small towns, maybe about only like 100 people in those towns, and we go out and help those people out with whether it's food, clothes, any type of donations.
Okay, yeah, I could schedule another call for the next time I come out to Cancun, where we're going to do more of an orphanage trip. But unfortunately, we have a short trip this time. And yeah, guys, it's National Volunteer Month, and just go out there and volunteer, do a beach cleanup. You know, if you're here in the States, and you can do beach
Absolutely.
cleanup with, even when you're in Mexico, it's always good to have a plastic bag with you. And if you see trash on the beach, pick it up. And one thing I want to just stress how important it is that all these guys and women of Amstar, they work very, very hard. So my suggestion is a $5 tip going, $5 tip coming back. Yeah, just so important. I mean, because I was in the service industry for many years. I was a chef for 25 years before I got into travel. And actually, the end of my chef career, I worked on a cruise ship. So I'm really, really adamant on how important it is to take care of our service providers. So thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome, Cindy.
Yep.
And it sounds like you
Pleasure.
know all about it. So
Exactly.
you're right on that.
Anything you like to add, Jimmy, is some safety tips? Obviously,
Hey.
go in groups, don't go single. You know, when you're traveling, you just got to make sure that you're with other people.
Safety tips. No, the only safety tip that I can suggest is before, even if you're not traveling with Amstar, whoever it is, whichever agency it is you're traveling, always be sure to meet with your representative. Sometimes they think that like we're just like vendors trying to sell stuff. And although we are selling excursions, our main priority is always taking care of our guests, you know, whether if they have a flight change, whether they have an issue in their room, if they go out of the resort and get lost, whatever it is. That's what we're really here for, you know, to take care of our guests. The excursions, they come along with it after, but um, just
Exactly.
meet with your representative. We're gonna give you all the ins and outs at your resort. Every resort is a little bit different. Fortunately for us, we've been working at the Kukulkan since it opened.
Okay.
That hotel has been really nice to us, and we know everybody there, from the security, from the reception, to the bartenders. Like we're like this with the hotel. So
That's great.
anybody who gets to the Kukulkan, they can stop by with me, and everybody at the hotel like knows me by name. That would be my only tip. Every hotel is different. Just be sure you stop by with the representative at your hotel on site. Some hotels are actually even a little bit strict with us because they think like we're gonna take like business away from like their agency that sells excursions at the hotel. So some hotels are only gonna be like, hey, Amstar can only be at this hotel from 8 a.m. until 10 a.m.
Hmm.
and that's it. You know, so sometimes we'll tell our guests like, hey, we're only allowed to be here until 10. Make sure you stop by with us for that appointment.
Okay. Yeah, I want to talk about a few more things. So this resort is only a year old. December of last year, she had one.
November.
Oh,
November
November.
last year.
Oh, okay. November, December, same thing, right? So it's yeah, and it's one of Riu's all inclusive, all adult resort. So you are going to pay a few dollars more versus a standard resort that has children. What do you guys say is a good selling point? Like, what do you love about the Riu Kukulkan?
The Riu Kukulkan, it has no spring breakers. It's a little bit more expensive, but I think they made it so that the younger crowd couldn't necessarily afford it.
Hmm.
So the hotel is like really relaxing. Um, there's not gonna be like too much crowd. There's not like a big like party scene. Normally the clients that we get there, they're all like in a really like relaxing mood, and that's what I like about it. I guess the quietness of the hotel, the relaxing part of it. Everybody at the hotel is like super friendly. Nobody's like really like pushing you to like for sales. Nobody is like really pushing you to do like activities. There is an entertainment staff and they do some activities throughout the day, but there's not really like loud music or that kind of stuff going on at the Kukulkan. They
But
do.
on the 24th, there will be because we're going to heading out to the Carib.
You
Watch
guys are bringing
party,
the party
baby.
along, huh?
Woo! Yeah.
And the Kukulkan does have like shuttles that take you to the Riu Caribe. The Riu Caribe is where they're doing like all of like their big like foam parties and that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
if you
Pink
want to
party, white
party,
party. Yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
If you want to party, you have the access to it, but the Riu Kukulkan isn't really like pushing you on that. So that's what I like about it.
Ah, so. Well, awesome, awesome. Thank you, mahalo, gracias for coming on the show. So, do your shout outs for your TikTok, your Instagram, your Facebook.
Cindy, thank you so much for having
Thank
us
you.
here. You can follow me on Instagram at Jimmy.El Pocho. That's JIMMY dot ELPOCHO. That's my Instagram. And anybody traveling to Cancun, if you're staying at the Rio Kukulkan, staying anywhere, I'm the Amstar representative here. I'll be more than happy to help you guys. I'm also a professional fighter. Keep me updated or keep following me for the updates on my jiu-jitsu fights.
Awesome. Armando?
Well, to follow me on Instagram is like my first name, Armando. You need to add a U. It's Armando U21.
Okay.
So that's how you can follow me on Instagram. And actually, it's the same nickname to my TikTok, Armando U21.
Okay. And then mine for the TikTok is Bucket List Coach Travel, the agency. For Instagram, it is Celebrate National Bucket List Day for the National Day. And then the show is Bucket List Coach Web Show. And then the agency there on Instagram is Bucket List Coach Travel. So anything else you'd like to add before I put you in the green room?
No, just thank you so much for having us here, Cindy. I hope it helps a lot with our mutual clients. Hopefully, it makes it a little bit more comfortable and easy for them to travel a little bit more often and start coming over to Cancun. And Cindy, I accepted your friend request on Facebook. I'll pass you my phone number as well. If there's anything I can personally do for you, for your group, to make you guys a little bit more comfortable, that's what I'm here for. Text me, send me a message. I got you guys.
Thank you. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to close out.
Thank you, Cindy.
Okay.
Thank you to you.
See you.
Bye.
Well, there you go. Amstar. Make sure that you definitely follow my page over the next 4 or 5 days. I'm going to be doing some heavy promotions on this amazing supplier company. And as we mentioned earlier, you will actually see here in the show notes all our links to connect with us on the social media platforms. And I hope to see you at one of the beaches of the world. Ciao, baby. Woo!